So we just got done getting some drinks and some food at Brus, I think it's pronounced, Brus. And we had a really nice time. Really nice drinks, really good conversation, and a pretty awesome burger. And now it's raining. It was raining pretty hard just a couple minutes ago, but now the rain is lightened up, and now we're headed to a bar that Joel and I stumbled into one of our date nights. We just picked out a random little bar and it was so fun. We had such a great time there. And now we're going to bring our friend Thomas there and see if it's still fun. They had a really great menu and lots of drink options, really fun, creative drinks. So now we're gonna check it out. I'm looking forward to it. I've been wanting to go back to this bar since we first tried it. So, really fun Saturday. Got back home from the bar. We're probably gonna spend the rest of the night just chilling and chatting, and Joel's gonna make a little dinner. It's just gonna be a pretty chill night. I don't know how interesting that's gonna be for the vlog, but just a cozy night in Copenhagen on a rainy evening. Although it's not really evening, it's only like 4 p.m., but it's already starting to get dark here. It actually started to get dark here at like 3:30, finally starting to see what they mean about the short winter days. And it's not even winter yet. So, really cherishing the sun right now. I need to get some vitamin D supplements pretty soon because I realize I'm not gonna get my vitamin D like I did in Atlanta when it's sunny all the time. So, yeah. Adjusting to the typical Copenhagen weather finally. We actually got pretty lucky because the weather here has been pretty nice. The summer seemed to stretch for a pretty long time and it was pretty warm and pretty mild here. But now I'm starting to see what they mean about the Copenhagen weather. Good thing I got a raincoat last week. I bought like a waterproof trench coat and we have a couple umbrellas and we just bring them everywhere we go. And good thing today, because I didn't check the weather before we went out, but we had our umbrellas and we definitely needed them. It started pouring and I felt good because I had my rain boots and my raincoat. I think as long as you're prepared for the weather here, it's okay. It's not too cold yet. And I'm still in awe of this city, even in the harshest weather possible. I haven't experienced the harshest weather possible yet, but it was not the prettiest day today. And I still enjoyed walking around the city, taking in all the little shops. We went to a really charming bar, had some really nice food, and I'm still in love with this city, my new home. I am just enjoying every bit of this and soaking up all the beauty that is Copenhagen. But I do appreciate these moments when we can come home after a rainy day and just being cozy inside. I get why Danes have this principle of really cherishing coziness because it makes these colder days more bearable. And I've only gotten a taste of what that is like. So I hope it holds strong when it is really the thick of winter. I hope I can still find pleasure in the cozy moments. We'll just have to wait and see. So it's snowing. I just got back in from my morning run, and on Thursdays I usually do a long distance run, but I ended up cutting it in half because it's so icy out there. I can't believe it's snowing this early in the year. I'm from Atlanta, Georgia. It rarely ever snows, and when it does, everyone freaks out because no one knows what to do. And all the schools shut down, and all the roads shut down. And we usually stay indoors. But since we moved here, I committed to making sure that I don't let the weather disrupt my life, because one thing I know about Copenhagen is the weather is unpredictable. And so when I woke up and my husband tells me it's snowing outside and it's actually sticking on the ground, and I knew I had to run, I took a deep breath, put on my warm running clothes, and I went out there. And it's beautiful, but I have to admit, I had to cut my run in half because my hands are frozen. Really not smart of me to go out there without gloves. What was I thinking? But hey, I'm not used to it. Now I know. And I almost fell a few times because there's a bunch of black ice out there. But yeah, I'll definitely be better prepared next time with some gloves. And I'll remember to keep my eyes on the road so I don't slip on any patches of ice. I was just reading up on how to officially sign up for my free Danish language courses. One major plus of being a resident here is that you get free language classes. Well, you do have to pay a deposit, I was just reading, but it's a very small fee. And then once you complete the course and complete the testing, you get your deposit back. I'm just really excited. I love learning. I love being a student. I was one of those weird kids who got really excited for the first day of school every year, and I just think it's really cool to learn. Learning reveals a new portal of life. And what I mean by that is the more I learn, the clearer my worldview becomes. Like, for instance, I've been trying to teach myself a little Danish, and now as I walk around Denmark, I understand so much more about my surroundings. Like road signs that look like gibberish to me before, now I kind of get the gist of what they're saying. I was at the grocery store the other day and reading the ingredients on the different items, and now I understand what the gist of all the nutrition labels say, because not everything's translated to English here. There's actually quite a few things that are just purely in Danish. I don't know how people get around living here without knowing some Danish. I know in Copenhagen you can kind of get away with it since everyone here, for the most part, speaks English. But there's been a few instances where people have approached me and just started rattling off in really quick Danish to me. And I always feel a little bit of shame having to ask them to translate. Like, I just really am determined to have my first conversation where I just respond back in Danish. Last week, I actually had an encounter with a woman who was complimenting my outfit. And I just said, "Mange tak," in response. And then she spoke more Danish to me. And I was like, oh, I pulled it off. But then I didn't understand anything she said after that. So I had to ask her to translate. So yeah, that's the update on my Danish language studies. Aside from that, I've had a pretty productive week. Yesterday, we took my 2 dogs to their first vet appointment here in Denmark. And we got them their EU passports. I'm really excited about this because we've been wanting to do some travels. I've gotten a few comments about traveling outside of Copenhagen, and I really want to. I can't wait to do that. But I have 2 dogs, And we haven't been here long enough to have found a reliable pet sitter. And one of my dogs has some health issues, so it's a little high maintenance when it comes to watching them. And they're very precious to me. So I'm really, really choosy about who gets to watch them. But yeah, over Christmas break, we have a really exciting trip planned. And we are going to bring the dogs along. So that'll be our first international trip since we moved here. So those are my little life updates for now. And it's snowing outside. Well, it stopped snowing, but the snow is there's still snow on the ground. I have to walk the dogs now, so I'm gonna head out into the chilly, wintry day here in Denmark. It's 36 degrees. It's gonna be a cold one. Let's go for a walk.